Hello and welcome to the first SLB highlights video. This week we're covering the match from the 31st of March on SMDM. Make sure to also tune in on Tuesday over on my Twitch channel for the live matches. Enjoy! And now it's kind of a question of who will arrive at this point first, as we see one truck from the Blueberries, two trucks from the Blueberries going into the hard cap rather quickly, where the axis there on the right of your screen pour out as well. We see quite an even amount of blueberries and raspberries fighting over dugout for now. Tank shells flying in and out, already absolutely devastating on the point here, as we are probably going to see a very early cap for the raspberries here, kind of showing that they mean business and they will be trying to push in. First cap goes down in favor of the Axis, and we see a lot of blueberries coming from the gardens, pulling down the road, pushing, trying to get around, and really trying to make a move forward. As we take a look at the map, we see the Allies quite concentrated around gardens, and the Axis a lot more spread out on the points. We see some OPs on the point, garrison up here on the left already, and the Axis seem to mean business and are trying to establish up here as fast as possible. And we will now see the blueberries really trying to push here along the edge of the map, trying to gain control of this road, which then gives them a flanking angle to help support the push on dugout. But if we look up here, we see only red dots on the dugout point, and then if we would go to mid cap or on the 5-way here, we see a lot more red dots than blue dots. And the Allies are starting off here after the first 10 minutes kind of on the back foot, but let's see if they can make something happen here, as we see like an Opa taking out and really pushing for this garrison on the gardens. Just slowly making his way up. Gonna try and get into the bushes. Smoke down. Party gets dropped from behind. And we're really watching a sneak play to try and find information about their garrison. Push it and try to take it out. But a lot of blueberries. Artie Shell comes in. Takes out some of them. He drops another one. We'll be seeing the garrison soon. OP here to the left. Drops one, drops two, wipes the OP. What a play. Can he push on to wipe Artista's OP as well and find the garrison perhaps? Pushing along this little wall. Takes out Artista. Will he find the OP? Just reloading. Enemies on the garden, gets called out. Thomas gets dropped as well. Another frag. How long can this fairy tale keep going on? Chili and Starry are up next. Patiently waiting. Both peeking the corner. Backing up. And unfortunately gets dropped, but a really nice push. Getting, I think, 6 frags and an OP wiped from gardens. And we see kind of two fronts establishing as expected. All the way in the west here. And we see one side of the road belongs to the raspberries and one side belongs to the blueberries. And now if we look over here, we see that the raspberries have pushed up all the way to this building. And if we take a look at the map, we are really getting close to cattle sheds here. We will see a lot of raspberries on this recon plane probably. And quite an offensive play from the Axis commander. Really pushing forward to try and get a garrison established here.
Enemy high red. Wait my mark.
Enemy airhead gets called out and is going to be dropping. Let's see where it is. It is marked quite correctly. And now it is the question of can they respond in time. We have Young going towards this airhead already.
Yeah.
And he should be fine to get there before it lands and deals any damage. Airhead lands.
From the west to the point.
And the airhead gets taken out.
Nice work, nice work.
So one crisis averted, but they are once again starting to lose the point. And this might be an issue, as we see there are not a lot of blueberries left on the point. Crucially, they have one garrison left.
Nice, thank you.
But they are just ridiculously outnumbered for now, and there might be some help that needs to be called back to defense here, as the raspberries have taken over gardens, taken over the front door, and the allies are really on the back foot, but we are seeing quite a heavy assault on cattle sheds early on in the game. And the allies are really looking for a response here to try and see if they can make something work. Let's go check up on the attacking side from the allies, as we see a little tank
1 minute for the
party
heavy tank.
going on here with a heavy tank and a light tank working together here to try and lock down this side. But the cap pressure on cattle sheds is just getting worse and worse.
They're just walking in front of cattle sheds now, guys.
And we hear some callouts that they are just waltzing through the front door. And if we take a look, they are all pouring in from the east here. Do we see an attacking garrison? Attacking garrison! Wow, what an aggressive play here. Attacking garrison up in here behind Raccoon.
Back in defense, guys.
Right
Maybe,
there.
able
The
to-
allies are now kind of sitting ducks inside of this little barn. The allies seem to have restabilized here, and they will be getting a little bit of breathing room, but still having to pour a lot more people onto defense and not letting them attack freely as they might have hoped or planned, and really gonna be stuck on cattle sheds after 30 minutes with lots of pressure pouring in. Satchel goes off inside of the barn, and the garrison is crucially taken out. I did not see who planted that satchel, but Satchel goes off and destroys the garrison. Currently no garrison, but Young, here to save the day, going to pull out his little pocket watch and rebuilds the garrison. As Brathers actually found the attacking garrison and took it out. Really nice job. Together with Burzum. And yeah, really just making sure that they can have a little bit of breathing space. And if we take a look at the map, this breathing space is coming there again. We still have 2 outposts really attacking cattle sheds, and then some action up in the northwest, but the rest of the axis are far away from cattle sheds. Mike's OP also gets wiped, so a real nice job stabilizing the defense, and now it's taking the fight back to gardens where we were before. And with 60 minutes left in the match, we are fighting over dugout once again, more than we are fighting over cattle sheds. So a good recovery from the allies here, trying to take the fight back towards the axis. And it's now kind of a question of what is the way forward here? How do either team make another convincing push? We saw it from the axis go pretty swimmingly, pushing forward. But now we're kind of locked in this stalemate where everyone's trying to gain meters of ground. Will Sluger be able to take out the OP? He takes it out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, gets spawned on! Takes out 2, but Jack, crucially, is alive and might be able to hold down a little bit of this ground. And now the Axis will establish some spawns here and really claim this territory once again. As I say that, we see this garrison being built here. Airhead incoming. It's really nice to have these commanders looking at their game, spotting it before it even gets dropped. And now it's a 30-second waiting time for the first spawn wave on this airhead. And can Ardas,
The IRED is up.
Plugi, and Red Devil find it? Plugi fires a rocket. Red Devil fires another rocket and takes it out. As we see a medium tank coming in for defense. Lima, G4 Lima, planting a satchel on the barn for the second time in this match. Really going for it with those kills. Finds the garrison. Finds Young as well. Kills him as well. Will he go for the garrison? Will he go for the OP? says, hell no, I am out of here because my satchel will blow me up if I try to push anything else. Let's take a look. Will he get the garrison and the OP? Young spawns. Satchel takes out the garrison, not the OP. But again, no garrison on cattle sheds thanks to a satchel here. But we saw a little bit of pressure coming in from this half track. As we will see, this half track producing quite a lot of spawns. Ecstasy really pushing towards it as HGP is gonna try and find their spawn behind here, because this could mean trouble for the raspberries here. Lots of guys spawning on that half track. All the attacking squads taking the opportunity and spreading out. Drydams gonna push in to the side, takes out Cody, takes out another one.
We have the heavy tank.
Throwing some nades.
Let's take the heavy then.
Okay, okay.
And Drydams trying to run over. Takes out one with the nade.
Enemy infantry in G3 on the Gary.
Pushing. Grabs a satchel out of his pocket. And plants the satchel next to the half track. And in about 30 seconds we will see this half track and the attacking chances blow to bits. Spawn comes in. Oh, this could be nasty for them as they go kablam. But I think crucially, the half track did survive. Drydams with the satchel did blow up a lot of their attacking possibilities, but the half track is still alive as Dinosaur Nuggies is now the next contender in line for destroying the half track. And there goes the half track and the attacking chances for the blueberries. A complete takeover of cattle sheds here. Just locking it down to this one garrison. Orochi, if he spots the garrison here, it could be lights out for the allies, but he's pushing on through the side. Orochi, the next hope for the raspberries. It's up to this one garrison to bring in the reinforcements for defense. Orochi gets blown up, and I think this garrison will bring in enough reinforcements that we see Grom behind on the garrison. Grom on the garrison. Will he be able to take it out? He does, and then gets dropped immediately. Now the question is, how do we get more raspberries into this point? No garrisons close enough to really pour them in as they capitalize on the lack of spawns for the blueberries. This medium tank and the heavy tank are pulling their weight on the defense of cattle sheds, just relentlessly shelling the point and keeping their buddies in the game. And we see more and more blueberries pouring back in to cattle sheds to defend, and no cap pressure is going either way.
With the IRAD in C6 covered by bombing, we tried this.
Ooh, risky play from the commander as Ragini takes out Potato. But really risky play, but I like it. With an airhead dropping on dugout, and if we look at the map, not a single soul on dugout right now. Charlie squad, Glazura is running his little legs towards the airhead, but is still rather far away, dropping the airhead in this little compound of houses just outside of the point, and covering it with the bombing run with the correct timing. As we see the bombing run cover it, and we are now counting down the 30 seconds it takes for the first spawn wave, and it is really gonna come down to the wire here. If Glazura can find and dismantle the airhead before the 30 seconds are up, he has about 10 more seconds, and I think he'll manage it. Nade goes down on the airhead, doesn't even look back, and there goes the airhead down. As we actually take a look at Gardens again, and Gardens is blue. Today, we see a regain of control over Gardens for the blueberries. Cattle Sheds is falling once again, pouring in with raspberries into the barns, taking up defensive positions, putting up OPs, and really putting their weight into this point. And now it's kind of a question of, can they not be outnumbered, and can they stay in this cap pressure, because they keep getting really close to a detrimental cap, but it's just 2 squads, 3 squads, and they are not with enough numbers. They don't have the strength and numbers to really get anywhere. Airhead dropping in behind, and this could be the nail in the coffin, as this could give the Axis the number strength that they were missing to cap this point. Because if you look around, there is no one close to this airhead at the moment. No one close. Artie strikes as a last-ditch effort to control this area, as we see spawn on the airhead with only Sheltsu. But this could be the chance that the Axis have been waiting for, to try and capture this point with 30 minutes left in the match. We see a lot of blueberries running back from Gardens, giving up that area that they fought for so much, trying to get back to defense, but this airhead is still up. Another 1 spawn. Not what they need right now to capture this point. We need to see some big spawn numbers go over. But this airhead, crucially, still up is what matters, and they are getting a few more guys in here. But they just are not sparing the extra numbers at the moment. A little bit of cap pressure after the first one, as Knape comes close. 3 guys spawn. Knape behind the little logs. Will he be able to take them out? Thompson firing. Knape takes out 1.
Somewhere there.
Arnold. Both die to artillery. The airhead lives another day. But if they want to capitalize on it, they need to spawn some numbers in now. But we need some people to see this airhead as an opportunity. There we go. That's more like it. 1 more spawn is in this airhead, putting more and more pressure. But the allies have taken...
Can anyone shoot a fucking rocket at it? Thank you.
As Knape is desperate to see this airhead destroyed. Accurate mark goes over. The turbo is on duty to guard this thing. 1 more spawn. Another 1 spawn.
Enemy Tiger G5.
The airhead is now gone, and it's now the question, was it enough? Is there now enough pressure from these 4 squads that they can fill up to make sure that they can capture this point? As Knape takes out 1 behind, and will be wiping some OPs here. Wipes out 1. Mephisto spawns, gets taken out immediately. Potato gets taken out. Knape pushing. Will he see another OP? Will he wipe another OP? Wick in behind him, but decides to go into the barn. Takes out Shelts. Knape pushing further into the barn. Really solo, clearing out this point. Takes some cover. Takes out another one. Yamada. Yamada versus Knape. Knape takes out another one. Really putting on a show for us here, and really heroically saving the point on his own. Saying, can we get a rocket on this airhead? No? Fine, I'll do it myself. Really just locking it down. I think his adventure will end here. No, he takes out another one. Orky takes out another one in behind. Another 2, another 3. Knape with the play of the match so far. Backing up. Oh, might get ugly. Takes out another one. It's never ugly. Lima lying behind this wall here. Might end the hopes and dreams. No, gets shot in the back as well. Knape on, I think, a 10 kill streak by now. What a play. As now we will see a tank battle going on. Tiger versus 76. As we see the 76 backing up because they took the first shot. Tiger gonna wait here patiently. Fires another shot and is not waiting patiently. Goes in for the kill. Getting a little bit stuck. Gets hit by a few things. And now says, okay, maybe this is a little bit too optimistic. Let's back up a little bit. And they cannot. The 76 says, no thank you. You are not getting away from us. And takes out the Tiger. And this will probably see them defend another really big push from the Axis. But now, again, so many raspberries just constantly in these barns. With the defense not being able to hold control of them, really. And we see so much pressure going on every time spawning in the hard cap. But they are defending just purely out of numbers. But if they lose a spawn like they just did in the top left of our screen, thanks to Potato Masher and Sluger, it's really just constant cap pressure, artillery flying, tank shells flying. And we might need to see some people come back, because otherwise this point, I think, might flip. But now they're defending again. It's so incredibly unpredictable. And we see more cap pressure. We're getting to 75% here, almost. Flare expires. And will we see some defense going on? Or is this going to be it, finally, for cattle sheds? Another 4 guys spawn close to the hard cap. It is enough for now. It's not enough for now, actually. Cap pressure is still going. 90% now, almost. Arnold, Sheltsu, Sluger in the barn. Kichu as well. 95%. Will we finally see the point switch? I think we will. And there it goes. And we are now on to a 4-1 situation, with cattle sheds being taken by the Axis, and now it is all to play for in the barn and cattle sheds. The Raspberries seem to have claimed these houses up here, and now they're only 1 point away from a 5-0 victory. As we see,
do you want the supplies?
G4 Lima wiping another OP here, I think.
G4.
Yes, and taking out 3 in the process,
Give
then
me a
gets
whole
dropped
supplies
by
mark
the second OP.
if you can.
As we will see, I think, a heavy tank take out a medium here in a second. Shot goes in. P4 trying to run away. Trying to take cover. Second shot. Should be coming any second. Heavy tank will need to advance a little bit. But I think they have accepted their fate, that they are a little bit outgunned and out-armored here. Keddy saying, come and fight me like a man. Let's get your shovel out. A good old fist fight to decide it all. But the 76 says, no thank you. Let's fight this out with our big guns. And takes out the P4. Well done, buddies. And now it's up to this Tiger to come take out the 76 and avenge the Panzer IV. As we see the 76 turn fully around, with the Tiger pulling up in behind. This could be really bad for the 76, as the Tiger will get a visual very soon. 76, 4th gearing, trying to get out of here.
Enemy airhead.
As we hear an enemy airhead, but the Tiger gets a first shot in behind. Can the 76 respond? Going for a rep. Orange, but doesn't get anything done. And the Tiger avenges the P4 by taking out the 76 from behind. And they regain tank control of the east side of the map here. As we see the airhead get destroyed instantly before it can be a threat. But the Tiger
Incoming.
gets P-struck now to try and avenge, as we see cap pressure going towards the last point. Tiger takes a shot, is reversing already, and now the P-strike might miss just because they started reversing because of that shot. P-strike and kablam! I think that is both the repair station and the Tiger down to the P-strike. Really well played from Lipton. As we see pressure on cattle sheds. Go take a look what's happening over here. Baker squad with their OP in behind. Almost solo capping. Just a duo here of Macken and Cody.
Oh my god.
As we now see some defense going on at cattle sheds, where we see a similar situation where there is a squad inside of the hard cap, but they are just outnumbered in the soft cap, which means they cannot get on with their cap. But can this medium tank change that? Only 3 people. I was gonna say only 2 people, but there is actually a full squad. But they are getting hit by AT. Second rocket misses crucially, and he takes out the AT. And can we now see a cap going on with the help of the medium tank? This is another 9 cap pressure, really adding to the amount of cap pressure they can put into this point. Airhead dropping right on some OP. Already going down. I'm pretty sure this is an attacking airhead. I don't understand why it would be a defender one. As we see the enemy capturing the last sector. and it gets defended immediately. But this is
Let's get people at
the
dugouts.
last 10 minutes going to be absolutely filled with action here. Arrowhead almost dropping in the wheat field next to. Cattle shed still being capped. AT rockets flying towards the medium tank. Gonna try to be covered.
Shadow, north, behind.
Arrowhead lands. Is currently uncontested. But Turbo,
Yeah.
Get on dugout.
Yeah.
I think, sees it and takes out the Arrowhead.
Yeah,
Really
fine,
crucial
yeah.
play from Turbo, and immediately we see defense being played. And now it is a really bad situation for this medium tank, because now they are all alone, damaged inside of a tight area. Nick in behind and nails the medium tank dead from behind. And now it is suddenly 8 minutes left. We see a really big push going towards the barn as the push on cattle sheds just fades. It's only Young now pushing, but let's just appreciate the amount of defenders who immediately came back. Will someone see this half track and destroy one of their last spawns or big team spawns? No, the half track gets a big spawn wave. And we will see some defense being played around this half track. Oh, actually, the half track was satcheled. Absolutely insane satchel. I'll go back in the VOD and count how many that was. I think a 15 maybe frag satchel on the half track. But again, we saw it before. The half track survives the satchel impact.
I think there is
Really a
satchel enough.
heartbreak that
Maybe
the half track gets satcheled with such a big spawn wave. But the allies can stabilize and defend here. Airhead
No, they-
dropping back there in the background. That should be dealt with pronto. We've only seen one successful airhead so far, and it wasn't even what brought the cap. Poor guys throws the nade, and the airhead
Destroyed.
is destroyed.
nice.
As we will see a tank battle going on actually here on the edge of the map. 76. All you will think they're satcheled, but they're not. 76 versus the Tiger. 76 backing up. Already hit once. Second hit bounces. Crucially. 76 taking cover behind the hedgerow. The Tiger is pushing. Yellow alone in the gun. Turning the gun the wrong way. Crucially. Shot misses for the Tiger. And now that gives the 76 time to respond. Repairing going out in behind. Hits the pole. This is a tank battle for the ages. Panther mounts. I think that was tracks. Rocket flying. 2 crewmen dead. 1 crewman dead. Sorry, 1 got back in. Tiger, stationary. Orange jumps out.
Guys, good defense.
Orange gets dropped by the machine gun. Tiger or 76. The 76 comes out on top. Rocket bounces. And after that crazy, a little bit scuffed tank battle, the 76 does come out on top. And then, as I finish my sentence, it gets taken out by a rocket. Unfortunate for... Or actually, it gets taken out by another tank. I think that was... Oh, the P4 might be in trouble because of the Stewie, actually. Stewie, behind the P4. Gets 1 hit in. Drives up right behind. Gets another hit in. Now has to make sure that it gets out. Shadow. Gotta go. Third shot bounces. P4 turns. Are they close enough? And the P4 gets taken out by the Stewie. What a play from Shadow and his crew. Taking out that P4. But the allies not able to bag a win here today. And the Axis taking a 4-1 victory on SMBM on server 2.